Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mortuary. I am the Mortician. We need to talk about something. We need to talk about Judas Priest's firepower. And we need to talk about the rave reviews this thing's getting. And how I do not understand how so many people love this record. Now, I just got back from going out with my friend. We sat on the hill over by the Target where I live. We listened to the entire album the whole way through. It's still fresh in my mind. And there's something I have to say. I have to ask, actually. Is this whole thing a meme? Are all these critics giving this a high score? Is this like a meme I'm missing out on? Is there something I'm not understanding here? Because listening to this Judas Priest record, I was bored the entire way through. The entire way through, I was trying so hard to like it. Trust me, I tried so hard to like it. Judas Priest was one of the first old school heavy metal bands I really got into. The first song I ever learned on guitar was The Ripper, and then I learned things like Victim of Changes and stuff like that. And I'm trying to understand what is so likable about this record. The first thing I want to talk about is the guitars. They are some of the most boring that Judas Priest has ever written, in my opinion. They're slow, they're monotonous, they bleed together, especially like the first one or two, maybe even three songs, they all bleed together. There's no actual notes in any of this. There's all power chords. Everything in this record is a power chord. And I know, it's metal. There are a lot of power chords. But I ask you to go back and listen to Sad Wings of Destiny or Screaming for Vengeance or Painkiller. All of those have power chords, but they have a nice mixture of single notes going on that really help push this album and keep it from being boring, or these albums from keeping boring. This Judas Priest record, everyone's telling me, or, Anthony Fantano is giving it an 8, like a decent 8, calling it one of the best metal records in the decade. I don't understand how you could say that. There's some, these photos that are passing by your screen right now. These were albums that have come out since, I think, 2008. And there are so many things here that I enjoyed so much more than this Judas Priest record. To call it the best album of the decade or one of the best albums of the decade, I don't even think it comes close. One of the biggest things I loved about Judas Priest, and still love to this day, are the solos. The solos for Judas Priest were never boring to me. But I felt so tired listening to all of them. They were slow. They seemed so generic. Like, it just seemed like another kind of glam metal solo or whatever. It just seemed so fucking boring and uninspired. I can't even begin to fathom how anyone likes this record as much. And some people saying it's better than fucking Painkiller. Am I missing something? Is there something here that I'm not seeing? Because it's blowing my fucking mind. Me and my friend were talking about Judas Priest albums that people didn't really like that much. One of them being Redeemer of Souls and Nostradamus for being too operatic. But we were listening to Nostradamus on the way home, and I couldn't believe how much better Nostradamus was compared to Firepower. How boring Firepower was, and how much energy and vitality was in Nostradamus, and it was in Redeemer of Souls. But I can't get over the fact that people are loving this album. I don't understand it. I feel like I'm I'm missing out on a meme. Like, there's some really weird, obscure metal meme going on where we're just calling this generic thing good. I only have two theories as to why this is. One of them relies, people's standards have just dropped drastically. People are just willing to eat anything up and just call it good despite it being generic and bland. The other theory I have is that they're just liking it because it's Judas Priest. These are the only things I can think of that like people are enjoying about this. I cannot for the life of me figure out what is so great about this? What makes this record the record of the decade? What is it? It's not the solos. It's not the drums. Those are generic as fuck too. Rob is having problems even saying a couple lines at a time, being, there's pauses in between like each line for everything. The songs are over 6 minutes long. Some of them are over 6 minutes long, or about 6 minutes long, and they don't need to be that long. The mixing job is better than Redeemer of Souls. But even listening to Redeemer of Souls, I found that one to be more enjoyable. There was more vitality and life into it. This just seems so bad. And I know there's going to be a whole bunch of Judas Priest fanboys who are going to suck this album's dick no matter what. And I have no idea why. I do not get, for the life of me, what it is you guys like about this. I honestly, I'm trying, dude. Like, I'm trying to enjoy it. Let me put it to you this way. I lose everything by not loving another Judas Priest album. But it's just so boring and generic. It's unbelievable. What is it? Some people were comparing this, or Razor Fist compared it to Jugulator. It sounds nothing like fucking Jugulator. Have you listened to Jugulator before, Razor? Have you actually fucking put that album on recently? These things do not sound alike at all. Maybe he's comparing the aesthetic. I don't know, but they're two different planes of existence entirely. I've listened to Painkiller so many times in my life, it's unbelievable. It's really a sickness how many times I've heard that. But you know what the difference between Painkiller and this album was? I could listen to Painkiller like 40 times in a row, and no shit, I did. When I was going to summer school, all the way from my house or the library, all the way to Franklin. That's a 45-minute drive. I listened to that record pretty much on repeat for like a month or so. And every single time it gave me goosebumps. I still put on Painkiller and have goosebumps. That's how good of a record that is. It never dulls, in my opinion. But the first time listening to this, I was instantly bored. The riffs are super generic. Honestly, tell me, what is it I'm missing? Has everyone's standard become so low because it's fucking Judas Priest? Judas Priest have done so much better than this. They are so much better than this. And if you want to play the old age card, Lemmy was still fucking kicking ass even before he fucking died. He was still fucking blowing people's assholes out with his music. So there's no excuse here. And it's so sickening to see this. I have no idea what is wrong with you. Anthony Fantano, what happened? What is it about this that is so fucking amazing? You have to give this a decent 8. This is like, in my opinion, this is like a decent 5. Why? Because I can't fucking stand it. It's boring. It's so fucking boring compared to everything else they've put out. What is it? What is it exactly? I could watch your video again, but I want to hear what exactly, pinpoint it exactly. What do you think I'm doing wrong? Do you think I'm listening to it wrong? Do you think I'm not paying attention to the right places? Am I supposed to, I don't know, just have lowered expectations because it's Judas Priest? Because unfortunately, that can't happen. Judas Priest set the bar for me for metal. Oh, God. I don't understand. It's just like Suffocation's record, the new one. People are sucking that record's dick. I don't understand why. I have no idea why. Suffocation is so much better than that record that they put out. And now it's happening with Judas Priest. Why? Alright. Thank you guys for watching. If I had to rate this record, I said a decent 5. Yeah, that's a decent 5. It's super mediocre. It's super average. There's nothing amazing here. Everything is generic. And it's just time to put it away, Rob. Time to put it away, Glenn. It's over. Okay? Thank you guys for watching. Mortician, keep it brutal.